Good afternoon, and thank you for choosing Equa Television International. This is Nigeria Now, and I have Joyce Jakada with me
Good
in the
afternoon,
studio.
Solomon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Great, and you?
Yes. For the viewer out there, you know how we do it on the show. You know, just do well. Drop your comment at our social media handle, you know, the Facebook and then YouTube, so that we'll have this discussion together. Trust us that together we'll find a solution to Nigeria's problem. Somehow, we'll tell them what Nigerians are saying, where they are feeling all is fine, and where they are feeling there is pinching, so that something can be done. And then today, together with Joyce, I think we'll do our own part here while you make your own contribution on the other side. That makes it interesting.
True.
Yeah. Now we are closing the gaps, you know, for 2023 general election, particularly the GOBA, and then will be shut down. And then we'll be looking forward to on Saturday 18. You know, initially it's supposed to be 11th, you know, and because of the court order, you know, concerning inspecting materials coming from PDP and then Labour Party, that's delay, and they see it as a necessity for them to shift so that they will be able to configure the beavers, as they said, you know. Well, now we're looking forward to 18, and by look of things, we don't see any sign of shifting. So people are just dusting their PVC to go out there and then exercise their franchise. And then we are trusting God that people will do come out and then do the needful. But still, talking about the GOBA general election, you know, there are issues that are coming up, matters that are springing up, you know, people endorsing people not from the same party, you know, and then gladiators saying why they are doing what they are doing at this particular time that the campaign is being round up. So what's your take on that?
Well,
we have the issue of Dogara, we have Peter Obi, you know, all of them making a categorical statement, you know.
Well, so much to talk about. Barely 48 hours to the GOBA as well as State House of Assembly elections, and candidates, governors, parties, stakeholders, like almost everybody's locked up in an intense battle for 28 governorship slots, as well as 993 legislative seats. That's at the state level. And of course, when you ask, everybody will tell you, I'm the right candidate, I'm the right candidate. And INEC has told us that about 18 parties, political parties, are actually registered. So when you go to now the campaigns at state level, at local government levels, communities, people are up and about because they are already counting hours to the end of campaigns. And it's not surprising that when election is coming like this, like a historic election such as this is coming up, you hear different things. In one of our programs, we talk about propagated ideas. Some actually false, while some are just, they are true but exaggerated. So this is not you can hardly divide propaganda with politics. We always see that coming to bear, especially when we're counting days or just some hours to the election. So while we look forward to Saturday the 18th of March for the 2023 gubernatorial as well as the State House of Assembly election, we saw how that even one of the presidential candidates, that's of Labour Party, is talking about the fact that Nigerians should go out there and elect competence. Like, so that's regardless of his party, something that you hardly see out there. People will tell you, you need to vote for my party, top to bottom, like regardless of the individual, whoever he is, it has to be that way. But in an interview recently, he talked about the fact that competency should be the watchword. If you have, even if it's a candidate from his party, but he's not competent, don't vote for the person. We want a new Nigeria. If we want to develop, want to compete with other developed nations, then we must start by electing the right leaders. And then the presidential candidate of the PDP, talking about Atiku Abubakar, also said that all hope is not lost. So he's urging his supporters to actually go out there and vote, because obviously the atmosphere is clear. Election is going to hold. We've seen how that materials are being transported across the country, like across the 774 local government areas. We're already having INEC taking election materials already. And I think even the one here in Jos yesterday, we saw securities, and apparently election materials have arrived. So people have received text messages. Now people are endorsing. I think it was in Lagos that we saw about 10 political parties coming together to endorse the gubernatorial candidate of the APC, even though some people are still coming out to exempt themselves, more like it was just some statement propaganda that was made, and they're saying, no, we still stand, and all of that. I think in Rivers as well, some talking about endorsement, like so many people were talking, coming out to endorse in Oyo State. SDP too is here, we're endorsing this person and all of that. It's not surprising, you always see that. And so even the former speaker talking about Dogara, you know that he's Yakubu Dogara. He says he does not belong to a political party for now.
For now,
yes, he said for now, but he is only supports candidates across lines for elective position in the 2023 general election. And he was saying that because of a statement that came saying he's an unstable character by some people, some detractors that he called, going by the presidential election. You recall that he's a member of the APC, but after the primaries, he's one of the persons that is strongly against the Muslim ticket and actually fought against it. But since the party decided to go for that, he actually withdrew his support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and decided to support Atiku. It was all over. And yes, coming to the gubernatorial election, people were expecting, oh, since you supported PDP at the presidential election, maybe he's going to endorse PDP candidate, or maybe he's now a member of the PDP. But contrary to that, he's at the state level in Bauchi, he's endorsing the APC candidate. And so people began calling names, and he said, well, he's not, he doesn't even belong to any party for now. It is about candidature. It is about competence. And Dogara is the member representing Das Tafa Balewa Bogoro Federal Constituency in the Green Chamber. And he said that recently. So comments have been coming up. And like I said, INEC has commenced distribution across 774 local government in the country. INEC said we are ready. We are more prepared. But what the point is this, like, is this different from what we had even before the presidential election? We kept seeing assurances, reassurances from INEC. In fact, political parties are already calling on INEC. See, the mistake that happened in the presidential election, make sure that you don't take it to the gubernatorial election. Because right now, more like people have learned their lesson, and we will ensure that that result is being uploaded. Now we have seen whatever it is. And even though people are expressing concern about voter apathy, but I think people have woken up from that, like more like a day, 2 days after the announcement, collation of the presidential election, people were so angry. Oh, if that's the case, I'm not going to vote again. I don't trust the process. You recall that before election, because of the use of technology and the humongous amount of money that Nigeria actually invested in that technology, people thought that, oh, this is going to work, but far from the technology and the Electoral Act, obviously INEC went below what it actually promised. And because of the fact that it was not really transparent, people didn't have the access to IREV in real time. They didn't lost confidence in the whole process. So while people are expressing concern about voter apathy, I think Nigerians are saying, yes, we are going to come out and vote, and we'll defend count, like, and that election is being uploaded. I've seen how people made comment about the fact that, oh, we must ensure that beavers are used at this location, that location, or cut across every local government and every polling unit in their state. So also there are also worries about violence, intimidation, and then even rigging. We've had some political parties already alleging that some stakeholders, some governors are trying to see how they are going to rig the election to favor their own candidates. And some of the opposition parties are saying, we are going to resist this. We will not allow it. And I tell you, I think this gubernatorial election and State House of Assembly, this one, it has come closer to the people.
Sure.
You know, presidential at the national level. Now we are talking about state level. These are people that you live with, you know them, and like that. So people are more prepared to protect their vote. But now the onus is on the security and INEC to do the needful. People have raised observation going by the presidential election. So the mistake that was made shouldn't be seen again replicating itself. So I think the needful must be done. rigging shouldn't be something that is even allowed. Recall that we saw manual collation, and which was the point that people expressed worry that that's the point where rigging takes place, when collation are done manually from this point to that point, this point to that point. And that was what the beavers were supposed to help eradicate. But, well, I just hope that INEC, they actually went to court, requested for an opportunity to reconfigure the beavers they were given, and then we just hope that at the end of the day we won't be having the same excuse like technical glitches. Oh, we know of possibility of hackers across the country, even outside the country. So whole modalities are being put in place to ensure that we don't have people hacking. And again, in some states, we've seen how these political parties have come together to even sign peace accord. Yes, we're coming together to say that irrespective of what happens at the end of the day, whoever emerged the winner will take it like that. No war. And this takes me to the statement by the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, that says that people should desist from this seeing election as do or die. No, it's if it is a call to service, then if I'm given the opportunity to serve my people, so be it. And when I had one of the gubernatorial candidates here in Jos, when he appeared in one of his public appearances, he was like, he was pushed by the myriads of challenges that he's seeing his people going through. And that was an inspiration and a push for him. And at the end of his speech, he said, if it is God's will that he lead the cause to taking his people out of these problems and challenges, then so be it. You get? So that should be, I think, the attitude that leaders, politicians see this position. It shouldn't be do or die affair. It's my turn and I must have it at all costs. Blood, sweat and all I must use to ensure it. Like, it shouldn't be like that. If it is a call to service, then we should be thinking of, oh, I want to come and serve. I want to come and pursue this cause for the good of the people. But if the people are saying, no, we don't want you to be at the forefront, we want to be behind, we want to in the middle, take a bow peacefully. So just like former President Goodluck Jonathan is saying, people should desist from seeing it as a do or die affair. Let the whole process be transparent. And I think when the process, this is a call on INEC, if the process is really transparent, then if you fail, people will go down honorably. And if they win at the end of the day, I think the applause still goes back to INEC. You know, we always talk about the fact that integrity is key in everything that we do. So let's always think about posterity beyond now. When you are no longer in office, if your name is mentioned, what will people say? And for the fact that we always say nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. So while you're thinking of just taking advantage of the future of, like, taking for granted the future of so many people, think about your own self. Like, what will you be remembered for? And at the end of the day, there's judgment as well. So I think it's very important that we don't take for granted every opportunity that we have to serve. Let it be about service. Let it be about humanity. Let it be about patriotism. And anything outside that, I think it shouldn't be promoted. Well, the DIG in the Northwest, talking about Hafiz Inuwa, he said that they are going to deal ruthlessly with troublemakers. I think this is not far from some of the comments we had from some of these securities before the presidential election. That, in fact, if you want to, like, I can't remember their exact word, but it was a strong warning sent to Nigerians, especially those that are bent on disrupting the process. And you know how we talked about the fact, while it is important that they give warning, but let it not become intimidation. Nigerians don't want that. And we saw the redeployment of security personnel across the country. But sadly, in Lagos, we saw how thugs had their ways in so many polling units, disrupting the process, attacking innocent citizens that went out to exercise their franchise. So I think beyond saying it, let's see proactive measures. Already, people are raising alarm of attempted rigging or plots against rigging. So these are places, since we're already hearing that the security should take note of all those areas, INEC should ensure they do the needful to ensure that they don't allow people to rig the whole process. Let the voice of the people count. Let their votes count. So I think that is going to be important. So it's election. It's time for us to go and decide. It's time for us to go out there and exercise our civic responsibility. Campaigns are already at top gear because it's just hours to the end of the campaign. So, well, whoever emerged at the end of the day, let the will of the people emerge?
Yeah, talking about INEC, I think it's very important for INEC to know that they are for the people, for the Nigerian masses, not for the politicians. Because, yes, they know there is going to be a democratic process which by the people will be involved in the process of electing who they want to represent them. And in that process, you need an empire that will guide the process. And that is why they came about. And it's taxpayers' money. These people, they are the ones paying the tax that you are spending over 300 billion, just to handle this particular election. That is why Nigerians were beaten. If you said this is the money that you want, and then you want it because you want the process to be transparent, you want the process to be credible, you want the process to be of standard that the global world will see and say, yes, we are beginning to take responsibility as the giant of Africa, those that lead the way. You understand? And then Nigerians now are beginning to feel like they are being shortchanged. We are the reason why you are being formed, because you are just to monitor what we do. So, like you said, the voice of the masses should count. Their vote should count in making decision on who they want to govern. And I think that neutrality of INEC should be seen boldly, on the board there, because if someone begin to feel like the few politicians, because among the 300 over 200 million that we have, masses that we have, how many politicians can you count if you are to go by statistics? So you know that you are working for the people, not for the politicians. You are just guiding the people to know that what they are saying, the people that they are saying, they want them to lead them. It follows a due process, and the process is transparent. And you can see at the end of the day, this is the preferred, not the rejected. You get the point? This is the preferred candidate. All of them are okay, they are good, but they prefer this one to represent them at this moment, whether at the presidential level, the National Assembly level, gubernatorial, or state assembly. I think once INEC know that, I think the high time for them to curtail some of these excesses, because people are seeing them as if they are being formed to take care of the politicians. That's the notion out there. And I think this Saturday 18 is another privilege, like another extension for them. Second chance, if you are to ask me, for them, given to them, for them to really clean up some of these things that Nigerians are feeling like, no, INEC is not doing their own bidding. So it is high time, and I feel it is very, very important for INEC to really clean up and then gain back the confidence of people, so that they will know that, yes, at least we are spending this money and then we are seeing results. And then looking at this gladiator saying what they are saying, some are saying, I don't have party for now. The question that I ask, are we saying that we are getting somewhere as a country? That some of these things no longer matter? Then if the answer is yes, then I think I will say there's a headway for even the INEC that we are talking about, because pressure will reduce on them. That means Nigerians will start doing things that is right. Because you see the issue, this party ideology, sometimes the ideology kills even the ambition of the aspirant. Because you will see someone that deserves to occupy a particular seat. He have the zeal, he have the passion, he have you check his record, he is fit for the job. But party ideology, once he gets there, crumble everything about him.
I think politics should be about candidates, and then it should be about voting for a candidate should be about competence, capability, like a visionary leader, somebody with good track record beyond party. Because when you want to say, oh, it should be about party, it should be about this, I know that parties have constitutions, they have laws and all of that, but we should look beyond that. Let it be about people, let it be about humanity. Just like the presidential candidate of Labour Party said, people should vote competence. So it means that if there's a political candidate in his party that is vying for the position of the governor, and then it's not competent, meaning people should not vote that person.
He said it categorically.
Let's get to that level. We are in a democratic setting. Nigeria is a democratic country. Let's see democracy in play. Let it be government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Let it be about rule of law. We can only build this country on justice and equity and fairness. You get? So let it be about the people. If we want Nigeria to be great again, then integrity is key. So let's look beyond party. How can you say party top to bottom? So it means even if the person is bent on embezzlement, we should vote for that person at the detriment of millions of people. No, it shouldn't be about that. When
even if something went wrong during the primaries and peradventure you pick the wrong person and you are saying top to bottom.
It shouldn't be like that. So I think nobody should be intimidated. Nigerians should go to the poll with confidence. Vote for whoever you think is credible and competent enough to take us out of this peril that we found ourselves in. And for INEC and every, I think INEC and then security agencies that are key to this election, they should ensure that they don't do things that at the end of the day to dampen the morale of youth or even other Nigerians out there. We are more awake than before. And the whole world is looking at us. We promise it, like the president promised, free, fair, credible, and transparent election. That is what he said he wants to leave as legacy. Nigerians are looking at that, and people will still refer back to those statements. So I hope, just like they keep promising, just like they keep reassuring. Like I said today, they said they are more prepared than even when the presidential election. So you get, but people are actually watching. Let's do the needful.
Okay, Joyce, thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate your input concerning the topic that we're discussing. And then for all of you that allow us this time, to your living room, we really appreciate it. And for choosing Nigeria Now to be one of your best show, we really appreciate. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for the likes. We appreciate. And then we hope that we will do this tomorrow together, by God's grace, same station, same time. Remember, governorship and state assembly is coming on the 18th. Please just make sure you go out and vote, and nobody should intimidate you. Go and vote your candidate, your choice. Thank you, and God bless you.